Okay. Miss Pat, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
I can say she's talking. With our audio not up.
Remember, there are 3 different places you have to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
We can't hear
I-
you
Yes?
talking.
Can you hear me?
All right, David, work your magic. Work your magic.
Can you hear me?
All right, the good news is my mother gave me some chicks. Out of the chicks that she gave me, now that they are chicken sized almost,
Chicken
35 were hens, 10 were roosters. Now that is a wonderful ratio. You would expect 50-50. So that means I just have to find 10 ways to make rooster stew. And they're very pretty because they're all Heinz 57. I know this is important stuff for you to know. But it was wonderful news to me.
Miss Pat is joining us via Zoom. So as soon as you can see she's on, but we can't hear her. So as soon as we get that technical difficulty lined out, we'll get started.
While we're waiting, this is I'm starting my 50th year teaching. Thirty in Hobbs, 9 in Brumfield, 10 with the Livingston schools. I'm getting old.
As long as you're not old, you're just getting old.
You're on the path.
But guess what? You guys are gonna join me anyways. That's a good news.
One day.
I thought I heard her earlier before we got started, so I don't know how we dropped her.
Andy, you want to go ahead and introduce your guest before we get started?
Can you hear me now?
I'm a senior this year. Yes, at NMSU in Cruces.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
She's from Lovington originally.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
This is her 2nd year with us, so
Nice.
she interned with us last year. This year she's with, through, I don't even remember the name of the program, but it's a program from the College of Journalism at NMSU that puts hiring reporters in TV, newspapers, magazines, experience and a little cash.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Awesome.
So this is our
Welcome.
chance to ask you questions.
Oh, okay.
What's after graduation?
I've looked forward to various jobs that is within print journalism. Hopefully I can keep it alive. Definitely gotta learn some more digital stuff. But I see a little bit of Austin, Texas, ahead of me. There's a lot of job openings over there. I'm the editor back at the newspaper at NMSU.
Okay.
So that's great. So
Good.
there's a lot more jobs for editors out there than there are for writers,
Yeah.
or even a copywriter. So
Right.
definitely
Awesome.
still.
Well, good luck.
We're still hoping to entice her back if we have an opening.
Yeah. We'll definitely hope you can stick around. We'd like to see you. So thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
Sorry you have to put up with Andy.
I'm a handful. So it's
Okay.
fine. Thank you so much.
Talk to her before you leave, because that's my daughter right there, and she's going to doing what are you doing for college?
Okay, I'll see you in the building. The
Yeah.
same building. At NMSU? Oh, how dare you? Sorry. There's a lot more to do.
Jones, can you hear us from here?
Jones?
Ms. Jones, can you hear us now?
Can you hear me?
Yay!
We got you.
Oh,
Welcome, Mr.
okay. Yeah, 'cause I heard a girl talk. I heard Peggy talking.
All right. Okay, well, Ms. Jones, we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's 6:06. I'd like to welcome everybody to the July, meeting of the Hodge Municipal School Boards. Can't believe it's, second half of the year already. We'll start by taking roll. Ms. Jones?
I'm here.
All right. Mr. Calderon?
Here.
Ms. Appleton?
Here.
Mr. Romine?
Here.
And I'm Terry O'Brien, President, I'm here. I've asked Ms. Appleton to lead us in prayer and Mr. Calderon to lead the pledge.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time that we've come together to discuss the school, what preparation we're making for the new school year. We just pray that you will be with the students and the staff and the parents as we get ready to begin our new school year. And we just pray that it will be a seamless transition for students going to the next level or who are new to our district. We just lift up the families of those who have been lost in the floods, Lord. There's not many things that are so brutal as something that can't be stopped, and these floods couldn't be stopped, and children have died, and we just pray that you'll wrap your arms around those who love them and comfort them and help them to find meaning in what has happened. And only you can do that, Lord, because it's not something that we as humans can do. So we just thank you for that. Be with us tonight as we make decisions that would be pleasing in your sight, and forgive us of our sins and help us to follow in the path that you would have for us to take. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Join me in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I seek approval for agenda for this meeting, July 15th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
A motion in the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion
Got
carries.
an eye from her. Yep.
I'd like to seek approval for the action of the minutes of the regular board meeting on June 17th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Presentations.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, members of the board, I want to take this moment and use this to recognize you all as the Board of Education for Hodge Municipal Schools. You made it a strategic piece of our school district to recognize members of our community, especially our students, our staff members, our departments, community members, community agencies. And this is the time tonight that because of your all's attendance, you all are being recognized as one of the top performing boards in the state of New Mexico. Yes, you did tie with Dexter and Lake Arthur, but I think we got them next time. But I want to tell you on behalf of the parents, the families, our community, our staff, and most of all our students, thank you for leading right. Appreciate you. Good job.
Thank you.
And I don't know when you'll get your plaque because it's on that rotation with the other two.
We're gonna
boards.
get it at the next region meeting. We're gonna
Okay,
get it.
all right, September, we'll go get it.
We will get it.
Okay.
In Carlsbad.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so a lot of, just to kind of touch on that, a lot of people don't know that, as board members, we're duly elected, no different than the city commission, county commissioner, state governor, or whatever. However, it's in statute that school board members will participate in training every year. We have a quota of training that we have to meet every year, certain categories, boardsmanship, superintendent and board working together, finance, all different types of meetings or trainings that we have to go through. So only elected members in the state that are mandated by legislation to go to training. I will tell you that every member of this board would go through the training and double their mandatory requirement voluntarily. We feel it's important that we do that training. Every time I go to training, go to meetings, I get something new, pick up something new. I've been doing this now for not quite as long as Joe and Miss Pat, but a day or two.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so we thank you for that, and it's definitely an honor to represent the school, the parents, teachers, staff, everybody in the Hollis Municipal Schools. We appreciate
Yes,
it.
it is.
Absolutely.
It's our honor.
Public comments? No.
No, sir, we had no registrations.
I'd like to take this opportunity, kind of a presidential privilege.
There you go.
So, little comment. So this morning there was a active shooter drill at the Highland Junior High. We took the opportunity, school being out, to bring a lot of folks together to practice that scenario. God forbid, hopefully it's something we never have to do in person, but it is something to take the opportunity to practice that, walk through that, go through those scenarios, and see, hopefully take it as a learning experience. I know when we did Southern Heights, I think before we tore down Southern Heights, we used that facility, did some training like that at the school facility. So awesome for that. It was participated City of Hobbs, Hobbs Fire, Lee County Sheriff, Hobbs PD, State Police, Covenant, and Flight for Life. And also numerous parents and students volunteered to be a part of that. So thank you all. Thank you all that participated and put that on. I can't stress enough how much, practice, for those scenarios. Like I said, hopefully it's something we practice forever and never have to do in person, in real life. But I'm glad that our fire, PD, and everybody took the initiative to add that additional preparedness. So thank you. And Hobbs Schools. Yeah. I'm sure we may have a little bit to do with it. So, I think they said they landed the helicopter at the playground.
Coronado, yes, sir.
Oh,
I transported about 20 injured
okay.
To the hospital so that they could triage that and
Yep.
talk about volume there.
Oh, how
So it
fun.
was
I
truly
hope
a full-scale exercise.
People enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Well, thank you all for that. Appreciate it. So, next, instruction.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, members of the board, have tonight Dr. Gatsville Barra. He's standing in for Ms. Rozier as her and about 5 other staff members, including Ms. Bird, are at a training. I think they're coming back this evening.
Yeah.
From that training. So they're on their way back. Mr. Barra?
Mr. President of the board, tonight we have for your consideration the elementary and secondary student handbooks for 2025-2026 school year. And in your board packet, you have a one-page summary that identify the changes that was made in the secondary student handbook. And those changes were made to reflect the updates to the board policy and to also align with district mission, vision, and values. And I will stand for questions you have.
On page 36, paragraph 4. I'm sorry, I always have to speak on Scottsville. Okay. Looks like it was minimal changes.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else have any questions?
I have none.
Second,
I have a motion and a second for consideration of the middle, elementary, and secondary handbooks. Any discussion? Byrd, Human Resources.
Mr. President, members of the board, I would like to make one comment quickly. I did ask Mr. Strickland if I could not be here tonight, but he said I had to, so I'm the only.
Yeah.
The
So,
only one working
Birds
from that
of a
table.
feather flock together.
Yes, wasn't, not always a good thing. So you have your monthly HR reports for classified employment. Since the June board meeting, we've had 5 individuals brought on for employment in a classified role. We did have 1 certified employment that started today, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
So, an assistant principal there at the freshman high school. With our resignations for this month, we had 1 classified resignation. And then you'll notice we had 10 certified. And just to clarify with these individuals, you'll notice with the teachers, the effective date was 5/23. But since the last board meeting, they've since resigned their position. So that's why they're coming to the board. I stand for any questions on the reports.
I have none.
Any questions for Mr. Byrd?
Mr. President, members of the board, the second is for consideration of the board approval for the 2025-26 employee handbook. And I know, I haven't looked at Mr. Barra's handbook, but we had only 1 change. So we were very minimal. That 1 change was due to the State Department of Finance updating the travel rule through statute. And so now meal reimbursement is $70 a day in state, $70 a day out of state, which is a good thing. But what I really think is a great thing is the lodging increase, to where it's just sometimes very hard as we go to conferences to find a hotel under $215 per night. Obviously with inflation, that has been raised to $350.
I noticed that. That's very good.
Any questions, Mr. Byrd, on the handbooks?
Nope.
I'd seek a motion for approval.
I'll move.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Ms. Jones, can you hear us?
I heard you say motion and a second, and that was it.
There we go.
Aye, I'm
So
sorry.
You're good. You're just fine.
All
Mhm.
opposed?
Okay.
Motion carries. Thanks, Ms. Jones. Operations.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Young, unfortunately cannot be here this evening. He is away playing husband nurse with his wife. She's scheduled for some medical leave tomorrow.
Hope there's a backup.
Yeah, there you go. She may share the same sentiment. But they are out of town, and we wish them the best and pray for her
Yes.
safe recovery. There on that second page, projects with state partnership, you see the middle school and Heiser Middle School. Both those projects are progressing well. In the ground, getting dirt work done, beginning to pour foundation. And if you haven't taken the opportunity to drive out and see either one of the sites, they're both really impressive. To know that just in a short, less than 2 years, we'll have 2 brand new schools that total about 250,000 square feet, all total. So looking forward to that. Systems-based PSFA review. So we've got a couple campuses that we're looking at going through that PSFA process for Public School Facility Authority. Taylor and Mills, we're looking at quotes to upgrade their air conditioning as well as their electrical upgrade. And then in addition to that, replacing fire alarms at College Lane and Stone as they continue to age. The facility master plan, we have selected the vendor that will be undertaking that process for us. It's time for us to update our facility master plan. It's not expired at this point, but we always start in year 4 so that when we reach year 5 of our current FMP, we roll right into the next one. And that is Visions in Planning, Inc. will be the firm that handles that project for us. In addition to that, on the next page, ongoing projects. So intercoms are being replaced at Singer and Jefferson, seem to be going well. Major renovations, the summer parking repairs have all been completed. We're now working on striping, and this morning, I think the stripers were actually at Highland, ready to participate in that exercise, and they got moved on pretty quick. But absolutely grateful that they're getting those campuses ready. Classroom doors, you can see at Coronado are on order. The 2 practice fields to the east of us are under construction. Field 1 is what we're calling it, just because that's what they started, is on schedule, scheduled to be complete by August 1. And then Field 2 is about 3 weeks behind that and scheduled to be complete about the middle of August. Roofing repairs, multiple campuses are having insurance inspections, and we've had the first round of those inspections come about, and Mr. Young and I were visiting yesterday. There may be some disagreement on behalf of Hobbs School's behalf in terms of those inspections from our insurer or from our adjuster. And so we are looking to get an independent roofing observer in district to help provide some additional insight. It's difficult to understand when 95% of the homes around us are being replaced with roofs and we have no damage. So we will be dodged it. That's right. Yeah, that hailstorm says, you know what? I like them a lot. I'm just going to move this hail on. Highland Middle School was able to see that today. That looks really neat. A great improvement in terms of the flow there. So I'm excited to see that happen in the first few days of school, and the roof replacement at Freshman School. Other projects, other items, we are considering the renovations here to central office, converting this downstairs kitchen and those restrooms into some office space so that we can maximize the space that we have here. That project would still allow us to be in compliance with the available restrooms that are required. In addition, we look to make our board area accessible. And so we've got an architect that's working on that so that we can make this space accessible rather than having to climb multiple stairs to get here to our desks. Southern Heights Drainage Project, Bradbury and Decker are picking up those costs, the designer and the contractor. Central Kitchen, you can see there, they're nearing completion on that panel installation, and they'll be ready to rock and roll once that generator gets fired up. Freezer door, those have been replaced and operating correctly. Just Middle School, a number of security camera replacements and camera install, or a carpet install, my apologies, in the medically fragile classrooms. Edison Elementary, as well as Will Rogers Elementary, the blinds on the windows have all been replaced throughout the building. Carpet replacement in various classrooms is occurring in Edison, and I'll share with you, Mr. Young sent me a picture the other day of Edison's classrooms, and because of the age of that building, they have the old hardwood floors. Would have been a beautiful project to restore those, just not feasible in terms of what that looks like, but building's still built really well, and we're excited about that continuing to meet the needs of our students well into the future. With that, I would stand for any questions.
Good. Any questions on projects? Everything's coming along. Probably looks good on the parking lots are looking good.
Getting after it. Yes, sir. Mr. President, members of the board, next item for operations would be the consideration of our transportation handbook for school year 25-26. This handbook is in its entirety. We do have one change, actually, I guess, just one addition. It's a few more words than Mr. Bird's, but on page 6 of the handbook and on page, let me see what page I'm on for you guys. Page 172 for you and your board book. It details the process when a student is suspended from the bus, how that actually plays out. And so the administrator, the campus administrator, will be contacted in the event a student is suspended from the bus. Other than that, that handbook remains largely unchanged, or remains unchanged. Yes, sir.
Any questions on the handbook?
Looks good. I'll make a motion. We approve the.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Could you hear me? Aye.
There we go.
Yes, ma'am.
We did. Yes, ma'am.
All
Okay,
opposed?
okay. Mhm.
Motion carries. Business.
Mr. President, members of the board, so for your consideration tonight, under business for letters A, B, C, and D, we have consideration of expenditures for the month of June, consideration of investments, short-term cash balance investment report. We do have one consideration of a bar, which was for summer reading transportation that we received funding for. And so that will be basically once, if approved, then it's a one-time payment. And then we did receive bids for nutritional services. One came in for the coffee bar supplies, one vendor for concession supply, and then one vendor for concession chips. And then the last part to that is on letter D, number 4. So consideration of maintenance bars and transfers for the 25-26 school year. And what that allows the business office to do, not me anymore after this month. It allows Mr. Lashaway and his group to just maintain budgets within the different accounts on the fund function level and either move budget depending on what going on in that fund function, and then to be able to transfer budget between fund and function series.
I'll make the motion for A, B, C, and D, and then I'll need one for D.
So, boards had their packet, for a few days, so Trust, if you had any questions on any of these items, you reached out to Mr. Byrd. Anybody have any questions or discussions at this time? I seek a motion for approval of the, items A, B, C, and D, the expenditures, investments, bars, and the 3 bids.
So move.
Second.
Have a
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I make a motion that we, approve the maintenance bars and transfers.
Have a motion, have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Anything else, Mr. Byrd? Strickland.
Sir, Mr. President, members of the board, have for your consideration this evening, the naming of our new middle school. As we're all aware, we've been in this process for, I think now actually 5 years at this point. And as we shared during the operations piece, we are under construction and well on its way to being a bright, beautiful school to add to our inventory here in Hobbs. As we've gone through this process, you've got some notes there from me that talk about our board policy related to naming of facilities. And this consideration meets those requirements. It is an appropriate name for the campus as per board policy. But for some additional context, the new middle school consideration of name is Del Norte Middle School. And a couple reasons why that name has been proposed is Del Norte Heights, Inc. has provided roughly 22 acres within an area of Hobbs for the creation, construction, and operation of a new middle school. First one since the 60s that this school district has built. And the legacy that the original family members of Del Norte Heights have in this community continues to carry on well into the future in Del Norte Heights Middle School. We've got a couple members from Del Norte Heights here, Maddie Mann, as well as Tracy Coleman. Other members of Del Norte Heights would be Atlee Snyder and Scotty Holloman. But we are extremely grateful for the partnership that Del Norte Heights has with our community and with Hobbs Schools specifically. And I look forward to seeing that project carry itself out and open up in August of 27.
Well, I would like to make a motion that we name our new middle school Del Norte Middle School.
A motion and a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second on consideration of the new middle school, be named Del Norte Middle School. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
I think my name of Hilltop was a close second.
Well, you're on a
Mr.
roll.
President, Ms. Appleton, it is unique that you share that. That is the highest geographical location in that area of land.
I knew it.
So they were phenomenal, and I can't speak enough about the professionalism and
We appreciate it very
yeah,
much.
the gratitude.
I jest about the Hilltop.
Looking forward to a really good groundbreaking on August the 4th at 9 a.m. out there on the site. So public is welcome.
I
Yes,
got
ma'am.
something that said it would be announced or something.
That may have been a placeholder, but yeah, we will groundbreak at 9 a.m. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Thank you both for coming, and thank you for the generous donation. We definitely appreciate it. And the students going out to that school when it's completed are going to be, going to very much enjoy that. And thank you so much. We definitely
Sure
appreciate it.
are.
Item B.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, members of the board, I have for your consideration the second reading of New Mexico School Board Association Policy Advisories 263, graduation exercises, 264, student discipline, 265, emergencies, 266, instructional goals and objectives, 268, cardiac emergency response plan, automatic external defibrillators, and policy advisory 269, parental guidance for water safety. Reminder, this is the second reading. We did pull 267 out, and I want to express my appreciation to Andy highlighting really our efforts to make sure that community members and students are involved in pulling the anti-distraction policy off the docket for now and allow us to study that with the end users while we're in this interim session without students.
I make a motion that we approve the second reading of those
Second,
minutes.
This,
Just made a motion.
Made a motion. I'll make a second.
Second.
discussion, this is the second reading, so, we discussed these at least in that last meeting, so have a motion and a second, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed,
Aye.
motion carries.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, members of the board, the next item is a discussion item. We as Hobbs Schools are able to operate our campuses and our facilities with the continued partnership with our taxpayers of Hobbs School District. For the better part in almost nearly 3 decades, this community has consistently supported Hobbs Schools through a property tax, a local property tax. As you know, that property tax has to be presented to the voters every 6 years for a authorization for the next 6 years. A little bit of history, in 2019, the legislature changed our election cycle. We used to, as a local body, could hold our election in September, and that's when we historically held our elections, so that we would have officers seated by December and operate for the next 4 years. When the legislature changed that law, we now are only able to have school elections, municipal school elections, on every odd numbered year. We cannot tack on to a general election in the even numbered years, and so we are on the odd numbered years. Not a problem. What we need to do is work our questions to meet that cadence, and this is the second effort to get us there. The first effort was a special election in the summer of 21, so that our mill levy did not expire, because it was set to expire in September. Voters approved that 3-1, almost 4-1 margin in favor of both our 2 mill and our 4 mill. That election will expire, or that mill levy will expire in December of 2026. We will not be able to have an election in November of 2026 because it's an even numbered year. So as a board, we have 2 options. We can have a election for our mill levy in November of 25, with that tax to be active in January of 2027, or we hold off, not do that, and go a special election route in August or prior to August of 26. And the special election route is all paper, all mail ballots right up until that moment. And again, we would not have the opportunity, if that were to fail in the summer, to have a mill levy on the election in November of 26. So we are not under the thumb yet in terms of a timeline. I wanted to bring this to you for discussion, that some may say, well, that tax is good until through 26. Yes, that's correct. Every school district will be going through this because of that election cycle. Those taxes are for 6 years. They're authorized for 6 years. However, we can only have an election every 2 years. So we have to have that election prior to the expiration, and we'll have that election a year in some capacity before it expires. The preferred route, I would say, from our financial advisors and from your superintendent would be that in August, we would have a resolution to have our questions on the general ballot, or the regular ballot, my apologies, the regular ballot in November of 25. Love to answer any questions. Our
Questions, comments on that?
financial advisors, county clerk, county treasurer, we all continue to coordinate this discussion to get us on the right cadence.
Just as a point, if I'm getting this right, if we do it on the regular election, we don't have any expenses for that. But if we have to do a special election, we're responsible for all the mailing and everything to get all that out.
Mr. President, Mr. Romine, not exactly. If we do it on the regular election, those costs are shared across all of the municipalities that have an election. If we do it on the special ballot or the special election, we do incur 100% of the cost. Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
No.
I kind of echo Carrie's thoughts there. I mean, it's saves us a little money if we do it this November. I think we get it out of the way. It's on the special ballot. We got to worry about doing the mail-in ballots and doing all that next year. So I'm in agreement. I think we discussed that with financial advisors, and I think we just go ahead and get it done this year and have it go into effect in January. And that way we're back on schedule and don't have to worry about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's correct.
And I will echo Gene's comments on the taxes and things like that. You know, we do try to be very cognizant of the taxes and the taxpayer money, and understand that we are stewards of that money. So we would try to work diligently with on our bonds and our levies and things like that to ensure that anything that is passed is minimal impact to taxpayers and their bottom line. So we thank you for trusting us with your money, and it is public money. We thank you for that, and we hope we can continue to be good stewards of that.
Mr. President, I'll add one thing that I should have added in my comments. I don't know if anyone's ever signed up for Google Alerts. You may Google Alert yourself. You'd be surprised how many times you've passed away. But Google Alerts will tell you when certain keywords show up in other stories. And so I have a Google Alert set up for Hobbs High School and Hobbs Schools. Got a Google Alert today that Hobbs Schools was recognized at the state level in the Public School Capital Outlay Oversight Task Force for being the #1 school district as a steward of public dollars, reference to our maintenance of our facilities and upkeep of our facilities. And so it was a really neat story to see that and hear evidence being spoken about Hobbs Schools across the rest of the state. And so we appreciate Public School Facility Authority staff recognizing that, and kudos to our maintenance and custodial staff who continue to maintain our facilities at tip-top shape.
Absolutely.
Couldn't do it without our community supporting us. Great.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, members of the board, the last item I have for your consideration is our open meetings resolution for 2025, 2026. Other than the dates, nothing in this resolution has changed. You did take under consideration the board meeting dates last month for this year.
Yes.
Any questions on open meetings resolution? I seek a motion that we approve the open meeting resolution policy
So
for
moved.
2026.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. President, last item is announcements and a couple things here. So returning student verification process. All students in Hobbs schools are required to complete that process. Actually, all parents of students are required to complete that process. It begins tomorrow, and we will begin notifying parents prior to those secretaries getting back on their campus to process those files. But this is the effort that we go through every year to make sure we have current information that we can contact in the event of emergency for every single child. That does start tomorrow. I will be leaving tomorrow and heading to Educational Research and Development Institute. And I appreciate the board supporting that effort for us to continue to find out where things are headed in education and in that sphere. It's some of the most beneficial professional development I have yet to experience in seeing what the market is doing and see how it can apply to our school district here. In addition to that, staff professional learning will begin on July 31st and will run through August the 5th. I'm going to back up one date there. The rest of our principals are not already back, and office staff, they will be back on Tuesday, the 22nd next week. First day of school for students is August the 6th, is a few days later than we started last year. I think last year we started on August the 1st. So the way the calendar fell this year, we'll start almost a week later. And we will have our regular school board meeting on August the 19th. And then at the August board meeting, I will have the election calendar for that general election for this year. And a reminder that on August the 29th, our two candidates seats, 26, my apologies. August 26th is the filing day for those positions and anyone wishing to run on those positions, position 1 and 5 for Hobbs schools. With that, I'd stand for questions.
Questions on announcements?
Looks good.
I would like to say that all you folks that are having to do those online files and forms and things like that to get your kid enrolled, the gentleman sitting here did not have to worry about that anymore.
I mean, I'll feel that way on August the 19th, driving back from dropping her off, but yes, sir, you are correct.
If there's no other questions, let's take a motion for adjournment.
I'm gonna
Second.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Jones, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, welcome, Azure.
Appreciate you guys. I'll be talking to you soon.